Well, howdy. This here's Otis. I'm at the top of a mountain today. I am not in the woods. I climbed up to a mountain so I could see the beautiful sky and the grounds around me. I was at the top of Mount Sycamore, which is actually named after the family of my cousin, Dr. CLETUS Sycamore, who has a PH and a D, which leads me into the story I'm going to tell you about today and talk to you about a little bit about schools. Now, schools have been around, and I think they're part of the greatness of America, greatness of these here United States. That we've come to a great place in the world because of the education that we have to our children. Now, there's been public and private schools. Public schools started over 100 years ago when it was a responsibility of the parents to get your kids to school. The states all said, you know, you got to get those kids to school. So they created all these schools. Compulsory, they called it. Compulsory. Compulsory. Yeah. And there's a lot of religious schools too, like Catholic schools and Lutheran schools. When the peoples came over from the immigrant countries, you know, a lot of them were Catholics, especially the Irish, and they built a great school system, and the churches had their own little schools. So they had over 100 years for them. Dr. CLETUS, he tells me that he has a unique perspective. He taught in both the public and the private schools for years and years. He says that the public schools have great teachers. Many of them are highly educated. It means they got advanced degrees. And I say, what does that mean? They have high temperature? No, he says, no, their degrees are in lots of different areas. They go into school for a long, long time. A lot of private school teachers do that too, but probably not as many as in the public schools. Now, the public schools have an advantage in that they are free. Yeah, they're free to everybody who wants to go. Private schools charge, and they can be expensive, so it kind of limits some people going to a private school as opposed to a public school. But the good thing is, both of them have their strengths. They do. They have their strengths. And one of the strengths of a private school is that they can be highly structured and have small classes. Yes, they can. They can have small classes, which gives into some more individual instructions to the children. And one of the public schools' advantages is they can offer things that sometimes the private schools can't afford, like music and art and gifted programs and special needs programs. Now, special needs children, they need education just like everybody else. Yes, they do. So they both have their advantages. They both have good teachers, and some maybe not so good teachers, but that's just the way it is in life. There's good men and everything. No one way is better. I'm not saying, well, you gotta send your kid to a private school, otherwise it ain't no good. Nope, ain't saying that. Ain't saying you gotta send your kid to a public school. You got all those options. Nope, I ain't saying that neither. What I am saying is this. A good school, like Dr. CLETUS told me, a good school has to have parents involved in the school. You gotta ask your kid when he gets home, what'd you have for homework tonight? Before you get a snack, I want to hear what you learned. Come on, tell me what happened. What happened in school today? Did you have a good day at school? And then you got to go up there and see the teachers, talk to the teachers. Say, hey teacher, how's my daughter doing? How's my little son doing? Is he doing okay? Yes, they do. And you got to support them teachers, because they got a hard job working with those little stinkers. Yes, they do. So here's what I'm saying about schools. I think schools are wonderful. And you pick the right school for your child, and you'll be doing a good job as a parent. Y'all take care now. Yeah, take care. It's Otis. Take care.